And we're back with more Eden Zero. After a dramatic showing by the crew of Edens against one of the Oresian says Interstellar Feather, they've made their dramatic escape. Now, backed by Captain Connor, who has decided to ally with them in their quest to defeat Ziggy, despite the fact that he wanted nothing to do with it previously. Is this the timeline essentially trying to correct itself, or is something else going on here? It's still very much hard to tell what is Captain Connor's connection with Ziggy, and considering the fact that in the previous universe, Captain Connor piloted the Edens 1, what does that really mean at this point? Hopefully we get some answers. Eden 0, Chapter 175. The Man, the Captain. Wow, okay, maybe we actually might get some answers. Also, I love that Hermit is hugging a giant Plu doll. I keep hoping that Rave Master one day gets another anime adaptation. One day. Status report. As you can see, Feather's fleet has surrounded the space around the entire planet. It's only 30 ships, but they're the fastest in the Union Army. They're gonna be trouble. I wouldn't be calling that surrounded. More a little blockade that be. God, I hate his dialogue. Sorry to interrupt your self-important analysis. Wise. Dude. He's trying to help, but we're only in this mess because someone needed to get away. We wouldn't be at Blue Garden or used up our fast travel if someone hadn't been a selfish little bait. Wow! The whole entire crew of Edens just rolling up on this dude. They're freaking having a weenie roast over here. And Shiki's just like, that's all in the past, guys. No, it isn't! We are the must-capture popular ship now. What? Somebody needed to work on that dialogue. We are the must-capture popular ship now. What? Okay, moving on. Regardless, they're in this mess because of Shiki and Captain Connor, essentially, so they're a little bit pissy. Good to see that, though Shiki has gotten all jackamacated. He's still a little bit of a goof. And of course, Weiss, always being the voice of doubt in any situation, usually only to be proven wrong in most cases, but he's just like, I don't trust that guy. And if Witch were around, I doubt she'd hand over the ship's controls that easily. But of course, this is the time for Rebecca to shine. It's okay, we can trust him. But you trusted him least of all of us. I don't trust his connection to Ziggy, but I trust his piloting skills. There we go. Rebecca says so, then we know it's okay. I trust him too. Of course, Pino, because he's teaching you bad things. Then I'll be handling this, if you don't mind. Because I certainly never wanted to become the sort of adult what would betray the trust of the younger folk. I gotta switch into pirate talk brain with him. Thanks. Wait a minute. This guy just ran away from Leonard, and that's exactly where we're headed. What changed your mind? Would it sound too idealistic to say that when I saw the lot of ye fighting, it captured me old heart? Aye, but it be the truth. Okay, there's something up with Connor. There's always been something up with Connor. Ever since we first met him all that time ago. Just floating in space. In the first universe we encountered him, he's just holding onto a fucking steering wheel out in space in the OA, coming fresh off the OA cosmos. Like, did the Edens 1 get destroyed? Is that what's happened? And then Universe 2, he's with Ziggy. And now Universe 3, he's just some dude who escaped from Ziggy? Like, no. There's something up with Connor. I don't know what you're doing, Mashima, but it's obvious you're doing some shady shit. Like, what is going on? Like, he is laying too hard into the mystery of Connor. And we're so deep in this series that it's just like either the payoff is going to be unsatisfying or it's going to blow our fucking minds. Eden 0, blast off. Let us begin the mission to escape the Union Army's clutches. Alright, blasting off from the planet. Captain Connor, in his usual seat. He was the best pilot the Eden Zero ever had. Okay, Mr. Captain, what now? We can't use fast travel yet, and will never break through unless we sink a few of their ships. Against your leader's wishes, that be. I don't want to fire on anyone who's not our enemy. Typical Shiki. Don't ye fret, lad. I be on the same mind. Wait a minute. Is that fucking Racer? Whoa. Okay. No. Wait. This series has done a fairly good job of not repeating any characters too hard. You had it a little bit with Justice, but that's only when he's using his power. Elsie Crimson has been the only... Well, Elsie and Happy have been like the only kind of one-to-one situation going on up until now. At least as far as I can remember. I'm pretty sure that's about it. But now Racer? Like, you can get away with that with Urza. You can get away with that with Happy. You can even get away with that with Plume. That's pretty much become a staple. But Racer of all people? I mean, I like Racer well enough, but Racer? I guess this really solidifies this as an alternate universe. Yeah, it's always funny because the way Mashima does things, it's essentially what I thought the Slayers universe was doing, if you know the series Slayers, where it's just like you'd have these alternate universes that you could travel to, sometimes interact with, and you'd have these same characters, but they'd be in different interesting positions. It is a little bit of a fun Easter egg from time to time. Feathers Armada, Fleet Destroyers, Racer-class ships. The Eden Zero is approaching at the speed of 50 ether knots. They will soon be within firing range. Commence warning fire. I wonder how much Racer we're actually going to see in this. Is his name even Racer in this universe, or is that just the fleet? Does this ship have any shields? Activating Protect Matrix. Okay, shields are up. Magnificent. Hey, nobody gave you permission to look at the source code. A necessary measure in becoming one with the ship last. Yeah, that relationship is still carried over. Now watch this. I'm gonna crank it full throttle. Get some initial D music playing in the background. Deja vu, I've just been in this place before. Eden Zero approaching. They're gaining speed. Are they going to ram us? Deploy shields. And the Eden Zero just flies on by. Almost like it just bumped all of the ships to the side. Or the ships did a barrel roll to get out of the way. Interesting. What was that maneuver? We just flew through Feather Seed. What the? How did we go so fast? For 1 second, the ship's speed suddenly spiked. Connor, what did you do? Yeah, he's done this before. Managed to get the output of the Eden Zero at a maximum that nobody expected. I took all 8 of the ship's ether turbines to full throttle. That be all. Oh, but this be a fine ship. All 8 turbines at full throttle? That's impossible. It can't be controlled at that speed, but controlling it I be. It's just like, shut the fuck up. Impossible, and yet, here we are. Here I am, doing it. The impossible. Feather Armada, about face. Don't think you can get away from us, so they're just turning around, taking a hard U-E to try to catch up to them. Now then, this be where the real fight begins. Connor pulling some, flight magic bullshit yet again. Feathers Armada is flying at an incredible speed. They'll be on our tail in no time. Damn it, they're faster than I thought. And with 8 ether turbines at full throttle, we're theoretically at the fastest we can go. Really? Oh, they're catching up. They'll catch us. Nay, lass, the ship can go faster. How? Disconnect the horizontal stabilizers. We won't be needing no orthocenters? Orthocenters? What? The orthocenter is the point where all 3 altitudes of the triangle intersect. An altitude is a line which passes through the vertex of a triangle and is perpendicular to the opposite side. Therefore, there are 3 altitudes in a triangle. Okay, something to do with finding the right altitude? Triangulating where you are? Okay. Temporarily integrate all supply channels from the ether drive. Multiply operation results. Connect to boosters. So he's just essentially feeding... What it sounds like is he's feeding everything, every bit of power that they have for anything that isn't absolutely essential, at least in terms of what Connor perceives, all to their engines, their boosters, which I've seen that in other series, like other science fiction series, they've done that before. But that's usually something that's like incredibly dangerous because you're taking power away from very necessary systems that are used to basically calculate and make sure you don't run into like a planet or some shit. And of course, Herbert is freaking out. No, you can't do that. It'll compile, collect, just they're just flying wildly. Oh, maybe the Orther Centers is what keeps their gravity in place. So everybody is essentially flying backwards. You turned off the ship's horizontal mechanism. I'm tumbling. Yeah, I get the feeling this is what he's done before. And then, just like before, Shiki's just floating there because he controls gravity. I love that Rebecca and Klein are desperately holding on for dear life. I had no idea we could go this fast. Rebecca, Klein, Happy, and Pino. That's impossible. Our reports never said they could reach those speeds, but we're still faster. Damn. That's the Union Army's fastest fleet for you. They're still gaining after all of that? Nay, lass, it doesn't matter how fast they be. They'll never catch up to us. What? How do you figure? I'll be taking the helm. He's heading into an asteroid field. Oh, shit. No way. Is he gonna eyeball his way through an asteroid field? Isn't that what happened last time too? Hey, you're kidding, right? They wouldn't. They would. They're actually flying through a debris field at that speed? Yeah, that's right. That was essentially the explanation of why he ended up just him on a helm floating in space, wasn't it? That's suicide. What do we do? Well, we can't follow them. Just grazing one of those asteroids at that speed would cause serious damage. Racer's freaking out. The dude's just drifting through the asteroid field like, doo. It's like me going through traffic. And even Sister's like, are you for real? They won't be following us now. You've gotta be kidding me. Do you have any idea how dangerous this is? Hermit's freaking out. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, so someone actually did try to follow them. And it's none other than Feather. Because of her god eye, she should be able to navigate the field almost at the same speed, essentially. Okay, but it looks like she's in overdrive mode in order to do this, though. It's Feather! She's following us through the debris field at this speed? She is fast. And Connor's looking back and he says, fire. She says, no, don't shoot. Nay, lad, I meant the asteroid. Okay, so what is he doing? Is he trying to create more debris, making it more dangerous for her to follow behind them? And Feather's just like, are you trying to hide from me? Well, it won't work. My Eye of Venus. Oh, Eye of Venus. Okay. Tells me exactly where you are. And so she has to instantly dodge. No, they were trying to obstruct my path. Okay, that's smart. That is smart. Dang. Aerial maneuvers in this series are actually really cool. And Pino says fast travel is fully charged. Can you use that in a debris field? That won't cause any damage? Off we go to the Kaede Cosmos. And boom, just like that, they warp out of there. Rebecca's just like, he's completely reckless, but Mr. Connor is amazing. Wise is just like, no. We wouldn't even be in this mess if it weren't for this dude. And even Chris is just like, and now there was no point in going to Blue Garden at all. Just Mashima out here trying to make sure it's just like, yes, I understand this was an unnecessary detour. We had to make sure that the crew of Edens understood the full capability of Captain Connor. Despite the fact that you, the audience, have already seen this, we had to make sure the crew of this current timeline understood what a flying savant he is. Oh, that's wild. And she's just like, no, there was a point. We found a captain for our ship. Okay, and Feather is communicating with Holy. Holy on some shit. She's always kind of talking to people in the background, trying to egg them on almost. But she has tended to seem like the most level-headed out of the Oreshian Says Interstellar. And she says to Feather, my, they slipped right through your fingers, didn't they? Time to trade places, little Feather. Feather's not too keen on that. Dear Shiki and his friends are headed to Leonard in the Kaide Cosmos. Ooh, uh-oh. Is it possible that Noah gave Holy the information? Yeah, because even Feather's just like, where did you get that information? Holy indeed. Now it's my turn. I will launch an immaculate military operation. Okay, we might actually get to see Holy in action. Okay, well, this was actually a pretty fun chapter, all things considered. Got to see a little bit of Captain Connor in action, which, I mean, it's been a good long while since we've really seen what the man could do, so it was high time. So, I ain't mad at it. The detour did feel unnecessary, but at the same time, it's just like, it wasn't the worst. I feel like he could have showed that off by them just going to Leonard, but, it is what it is. We hadn't revisited the Shooting Star Light Guild in a good long time. I think that's what it's called. So, it's not too bad. It still raises so many questions about Captain Connor's association with Ziggy. There's something deeper there. Connor knows more than he's letting on. He's more important than he's letting on. And the fact that the change in timelines always affect him so dramatically, it's odd. It's very, very odd. Yeah, there's a mystery that Mashima has set up that at some point we really need to get into. I'm also just very fixated on this picture of Holy. Like, yes. Regardless, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What secret do you think Captain Connor is hiding? Who is he? I feel like I've asked this for the past 3 chapters, but it begs the reason. And who is Holy's informant? Do you think it's Master Noah? He's always shady. Also, Feather's Eye of Venus was impressive in a lot of areas, but not impressive enough. I wonder if she'll come back into play, or we're just going to consistently hand off the Oreshian Says Interstellar trying to get in the way of the Eden Zero before they can make it to Leonard to have that confrontation with Ziggy. I'm still under the opinion that once they finally get to Leonard to confront Ziggy, they'll see Elsie Crimson's entire fleet pretty much wiped out, and it'll just be down to Elsie's main ship and the Eden Zero going after Ziggy. If Elsie isn't already in pitched combat with Ziggy. Mashima wouldn't kill her off, would he? He's been a little bit more ballsy with this series. It really does feel like he's hit a middle ground between how he would write Rave Master and how he would write Fairy Tale. So we'll just have to wait and see. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, like, subscribe, bell, all that good YouTube stuff, or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. And until next time, I've been your Captain Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, bye-bye.